Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be doing an episode in my Create This Book 2 little series. It has been a while since my last episode, but if you would like to catch up on all of my other previous Create This Book 2 episodes, the entire playlist will be linked down below as always. So today I'm going to be completing 3 pages on camera, and also I did complete the cover on my last episode. If you guys want to check that out, I love how it turned out. So without further ado, let's get going. So my first prompt that I'll be doing today says create a puzzle, and I got this idea probably back in January when I was reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Great book, by the way, but I am a huge fan of mysteries and thrillers and all of that great stuff in books, so I wanted to do a murder board on one of my pages, and I thought that this would be the perfect prompt to do that because solving a murder is kind of like solving a puzzle, I guess. So I printed out all of these different maps, newspapers, and all the stuff that I thought would be well suited for a murder board. This is obviously not a real case or anything. I just kind of printed out random things to just make it look like it could be a real case, so I think it turned out well. I also included some sticky notes, some masking tape to kind of make it a little bit more authentic, and then I'm putting in these little brads and pins into the page, kind of like this would be a bulletin board, so that I can use this red embroidery floss to kind of loop around all of those little things to make connections between the different aspects of the murder case. So I was so impressed with how well this page came together. It did take some time to figure out what I wanted to include on here, but I did find some inspo online of some murder boards in TV shows and stuff.
This is love, but maybe this could be the start. Wondering if you feel the same. Wondering if
because murder boards are typically on bulletin boards or something of that sort, I wanted to make the background of that color, and looking back I definitely should have done this before I placed all these things on, but I did make it work. So I have an outer border that's a darker brown, and then the inside part is a light tan color. So I just colored that in. I'm using a Tombow brush marker over here, and that is the completed page. Like I said before, I am obsessed with it. I think it looks so cool. And one thing I did forget to mention is many of the newspaper pieces and photos, I scrunched them up to make them a little bit more authentic before gluing them down. But overall, this page is so cute, and I absolutely love how it turned out. Alright, and then for my next prompt that I did, it says create a reflection. Use this page that's your past self would have liked. So I used to be the biggest American Girl doll fan ever, so I have a huge collection of magazines, and I wanted to use that on one of my pages in here. I feel like I've probably done this before because of my massive collection of these magazines and catalogs. So I got one out, and I'm just kind of cutting out things that would be proportionate to the page. I just wanted to really collage over this entire page and make it completely American Girl themed. So I definitely had other hobbies other than this that my past self would have loved to include on this page, but because American Girl was such a huge part of my life and such a great creative outlet for me while growing up, I decided this page deserved to be completely dedicated to it. So I just cut out all these little things and then glued them in to the Create This Book. I was having some glue problems. I ran out of my glue sticks, so I had to improvise. And then I'm also adding some stars in the background in this dark pink color, and also some polka dots to fill in the white space. Because I didn't use a glue stick for the entire thing, I had a lot of little loose ends from the white glue, so I knew that I needed to use packing tape over everything to kind of seal the entire page in. So after putting this on, I just folded over the edges onto the neighboring pages. And there we go, that is the completed page. I think it's super cute, and it totally brought me back to my dull days looking through all of those catalogs and stuff. And it's kind of hard to see because of the packing tape, because it adds quite a bit of a shine. But I think all the little dolls on there are so cute, and the polka dots in the background were a great addition. So let's go to the last prompt of the video, which says create a character. Pretty much you're supposed to include or write down an adjective, color, and an animal. So my adjective was fluffy, my color was orange, and my animal was octopus. And I'm pretty sure I spelled octopus wrong, so that's awesome. But I just chose these randomly, didn't put any thought into it, which I thought was appropriate. So I sketched out my octopus and I made some of his arms going off of the page. So I taped those on just to make it kind of extra cool. So I made sure he had 8 legs going, and then after that I'm going to color this in with a variety of different Tombow brush markers. So I started with a fairly light orange color and colored that in, and then later on I'm going to continue layering with darker colors. So I made the edges kind of like fluffy looking, which later on was kind of, I realized that was a waste of time because I'm going to be adding the fluffiness with a different color, and then also with embroidery floss, which you'll see later. But this was just a good basis to start. Then I also added his eyes, his eyebrows, and glasses, and I also ended up adding a fun little tie because I thought that'd be a cute little addition. So here I'm going in with a darker orange to add some more depth and to kind of make the fluffiness of the octopus more noticeable.
It's not a waste of time when we take our time. Stay under the covers, yeah. I always say keep a good thing going, a good thing's going right.
So once the base of the drawing was completed, I got out some embroidery floss to use for the fluffiness of the octopus. So I chose some yellow and orangey colors and cut these up into very small little pieces after I put like a base coat of glue onto the octopus, so that when it would fall it would just stick right to the fluffiness of him. And this worked actually better than I expected. It wasn't super messy, which is a great surprise. So I added his name at the top. His name is Wallace, and I think Wallace is adorable, and his fluffiness looks great. So that is the completed page.
I always say keep a good thing going, a good thing's going right. Sing, don't you think it's strange what's going on?
So that concludes today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching me complete these 3 pages. Let me know which one out of the 3 was your favorite. I honestly don't know if I can choose. Wallace is pretty cute with his fluffiness, so I think that's probably my favorite, but I would love to know your thoughts and let me know what art journal you are currently completing. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.